And now the good news. I'm Barbara Jean, I'm your host, and I am so delighted to be here with you this evening. As usual, TGI Friday. I'm so grateful that we can do this good news because I'll tell you, in the world today, this is something that's really needed. So let's start off with Boston. The police ask Boston seniors to walk the beat. Yes, helps them to get exercise, but it also helps them to make friends. It takes guts, experience, and community connections to be a beat cop, not the sort of environment where you'd expect to see a senior club. Walk the Beat was the brilliant and likely life saving idea cooked up by the Boston Police Department during COVID 19 to keep seniors active, engaged, and safe. Police officers escort groups from the Charlestown Police Station on a walk around the city. Other times, they organize yoga classes or exercise programs. Coming out of COVID, we wanted to come up with an idea to get our seniors out in a safe environment. And the program now includes dozens of women and some men all over the age of 55. They meet Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And whether it's Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox or Provenzano on the beat with them, the consensus is clear. They make for a lively bunch. The police officers make conversation, guarantee expedient road crossings, and drive any stragglers back home in their squad cars if they can't carry on. It's been fabulous. It's been the best thing I've ever done for myself because I was one that would stick in the house and not move, said 89-year-old Barbara. Not me. It's a different Barbara. It gets me out because all my friends have passed, and it gets me with a new group. The program is free to join and runs in multiple neighborhoods. Anyone interested need only call the most local district community service officer. How great is that? Police doing something truly, truly remarkable. I love that. I love that. All right, so let's go to Canada for a minute. An Ottawa runner posted online asking, "Did you save my life?" Question mark. Then he got an answer. From Ottawa comes the story of a runner who woke up in the hospital with a burning question: who saved his life? Tommy Chan went for a 5 kilometer run on May 20th, but he doesn't remember anything several days either side of that. All he knows is what the doctors told him. He suffered post run cardiac arrest. A bit of detective work revealed at least where he was when he collapsed. A running app called Strava told him he finished his 5K around Bronson and Carly at 7:50 p.m. A smartwatch that is attached to the app to track his heart rate has a telling lapse just after that time. Paramedics, meanwhile, told him that they had responded to a call about a man suffering cardiac arrest near the location about 1 hour later, rather. He had been resuscitated with a defibrillator, but not before bystander CPR was administered. Deep bruising and a broken rib bring two souvenirs of the kindness of a stranger. Rewinding to May 20th, and Tanya Shimizu was on a walk with her daughter when she saw a commotion just next to her car. A man, it appeared, had collapsed. I could hear the 911 operator giving directions on CPR and counting out the timing, she told CBC News Ottawa. So my daughter was immediately like, "Mommy, you're a nurse. You need to help." Rushing over and entering work mode, she introduced herself to the crowd and the operator and began to administer CPR, a life-saving procedure that stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. First responders arrived, used the defibrillator, and rushed Chan to the hospital, leaving Shimizu in a heap of adrenaline that subsided while her curiosity rose in tandem. She was wondering what would happen to him. Chan, weeks later, posted the account of the event online with the header, "Did you save my life?" And the word made it back to Shimizu, who was able to get in touch with Chan, learn that he had in fact survived, and even planned to meet together in coming days. Wow, that is really, really good news. Don't you love good news? Well, here's a good news that could have been a really bad news story. So, an immigrant truck driver becomes a hero using tractor trailer to save a man from a burning second floor. There is no shortage in the world of people who see a burning building that isn't there and choose not to risk their lives to help. Thomas Zariba is not one of those bystanders. Deja, do you have that video? Doesn't want to play? Okay. It doesn't look like the second video wants to play, but he pulls his truck up there so that he can. Yeah, it keeps going back to the first one. Well, we tried. Well, there's, the Dublin truck driver helped save a man from a harrowing fall from the second story window when it was his only escape route, and he earned the gratitude of the fire brigade for his timely intervention. It happened on Monday that the interior of a building in the center of the Irish capital was consumed in flames by the time that Mr. Zariba, who is originally from Poland, was driving by in his semi. I saw the flames coming from the window, and one guy was lying on the sidewalk. He had blood on his face, and I think he might have broken both his legs when he jumped from the building. Another guy was screaming from the window. He didn't know what he was supposed to do because he had flames behind him and a long drop below him. A video posted on Instagram showed that Zariba reversed his truck and got as close to the window as possible to allow the man to leap onto the rooftop of the trailer. And Zariba remained calm, but put the parking brake on and waited in case anyone else should come jumping out of the window. Eventually, the Dublin Fire Brigade arrived, and he pulled away to a safe distance to see what might happen next. He says, I waited another 20 minutes because the road was blocked, and then the fireman came over and said, grand job, buddy. Thanks for that. And I went on to finish my deliveries for the day. Wow. A hero that's willing to just say, all is well and continue on. That's beautiful. Well, on that note, we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back. You're watching And Now the Good News here on the New Thought Media Network. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Convention of the Americas 2025, Rising Together. Join us for a truly bilingual retreat experience on the shores of the beautiful Lake Chapala, Mexico. July 22nd through July 26th, 2025, at the Hotel Villa Monte Carlo in Jalisco, Mexico. Featuring Reverend Jeffrey Ryan, Dr. Jose de Lira Sosa, Reverend Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis, Reverend Dr. John Waterhouse, and Reverend Dr. David Bruner. Registration is now open, and payment plans are available. Simply visit www.conventionoftheamericas.com. Come be part of a transformative gathering with powerful presentations, workshops, networking time, and just good old relaxing and connecting. Plus, you can learn more about the science of mind and how to live this powerful philosophy in your life. Transform your life at Convention of the Americas 2025, Rising Together.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents the Global Heart of Peace's Peace Party. Celebrate the many paths to peace. Explore an exciting life of peace. Embody joyous peace. Come to our weekly Peace Party, Mondays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on New Thought Media Network. www.ntmedia.org.
And we're back. Well, continuing on with these beautiful stories, Pittsburgh Airport employees, they go above and beyond to recover a woman's lost engagement ring. Oh, yeah, you don't want to lose that. For most, Friday the 13th carries a reputation of misfortune. But for April Schmidt of Sewickley, Pennsylvania, it's a date marked by love, luck, and now an unforgettable reunion with someone very precious. After returning home from a business trip to Los Angeles on Friday, June 13th, April was collecting her luggage at Pittsburgh International Airport when something unexpected happened. As she pulled her bag from the carousel, her hand got caught on the edge. She felt a sharp pinch, but didn't think much of it until later, sitting in a nearby Starbucks drive-through, I looked and there were just the four prongs and no diamond, she recalled. The diamond in her engagement ring, which she had worn faithfully for more than 30 years, had vanished. Determined not to give up, April drove straight back to the airport with only her phone's flashlight in hand. She got down on the floor and started searching between the metal plates of the baggage carousel. Her persistence caught the attention of airport staff, and soon a small team of employees joined the search. Tom Rorden and Steve Turcali, both 20-year veterans of the airport, were among the first to help. I could tell by her face she was stressed, and she was persistent that she was going to find her diamond. And uh, electrician Steve Turkley added, "My first thought was, let's help this lady. We are going to help her find her diamond." Up to 1,000 bags passing through Carousel B each day. Finding the missing gem seemed nearly impossible, but no one gave up. Against all odds, the diamond was found. It was like finding a needle in a haystack. April was overwhelmed with gratitude. When we couldn't originally find the diamond, I felt deflated. I didn't cry because I think I was in shock, she said, but deep down, she still believed they would find it. After all, it was Friday the 13th, a day that had brought her good fortune before. April's husband, Eric, proposed to her on Friday, March 13th, 1992. They later married on another Friday the 13th in November of that same year. As it turns out, his parents were also married on a Friday the 13th, a coincidence that had long made the date special to them. Many people will look at Friday the 13th differently now, April said. Friday the 13th, always been a good day for us, and it was again. Can you imagine? Wow. I don't know that I would go to that extent, but wow. All right, we've got another video coming up. This is, whoa, this could have been such a horrible event, but as it turns out, it actually worked out okay. A father jumps off a Disney cruise ship to save his daughter who fell overboard.
The boats, if you see, like everybody's rushing to go all the way to the top floor to see what's going on. Oh, look at this. If you see, there's a little boat out, and supposedly the person is right in front, like that black dot. It's right there. This is the boat, and that's the person. What in the world?
Look, they're pulling them out right now.
I think they got the person, guys.
Some crazy stuff.
Yeah, this is probably gonna be on.
They're recording, babe?
Is that a little kid?
Yeah, you see the person holding on the lap?
Yes.
You see the little kid on the lap?
Yes. That is a little kid. A little girl, I think. That's insane.
That's a high drop. Successfully.
Wow. Wow, that is a big drop. Holy moly. Wow. So it turned into a scene of real life heroism when the father leapt into the ocean to save his daughter after she fell overboard. The incident happened on Sunday, June 29th, as the Disney Dream was sailing between the Bahamas and South Florida. According to reports, the young girl fell from deck 4, and her father immediately dove in after her without hesitation. Multiple TikTok videos posted by passengers capture the dramatic moment the father clutched his daughter in the water while the ship's crew rushed to the rescue. It's passengers watched in awe as life preservers were thrown and rescue boats deployed. Can't speak anymore. And cheers erupted when the father and daughter were safely pulled aboard. Whew, I'm a mom and I think about one of my kids falling off of something from that height. Wow. Whew, okay, moving along, moving along. So she hadn't seen him in 20 years, and now she's donating her part of her liver to save his life. Wow, that's amazing. When Stephen Register and his wife Beth began searching for a liver donor, they never imagined that the answer to their prayers would come from someone they hadn't seen in over 2 decades. In April 2024, Stephen, a former Major League Baseball pitcher who played for the Colorado Rockies and the Philadelphia Phillies, received the devastating diagnosis of stage 4 colon cancer that had spread to his liver. Despite the grim prognosis, Stephen has faced every surgery, chemo round, and obstacle with resilience and unwavering faith. With limited time and a narrowing window for treatment options, the Register family started looking into a liver transplant. That's when a miracle stepped in. Kristen Johnson, a high school classmate Stephen hadn't spoken to in more than 20 years. Kristen, a preschool teacher and mom of 3 from Roswell, Georgia, saw a post in a Facebook group Beth had created to help find a donor. She immediately felt compelled to act. After confirming they shared the same blood type, B positive, Kristen offered to donate a portion of her liver if she was a match. It was so far out of left field, said Stephen Register, who couldn't believe it when Johnson volunteered to donate part of her liver. He added to SWNS, I haven't seen or talked to her in over 20 years, and for her to reach out like that, it was just meant to be. Kristen's incredible gift of life has brought 2 families together in an unexpected and beautiful way. Both the Register and Johnson families will travel to Rochester, New York for the transplant. They're preparing for a lengthy stay away from home as Stephen begins the next step in his fight for life. The surgery, which is expected to take 12 to 14 hours, will involve removing 70% of Johnston's liver and transplanting it into Register. Both her remaining liver and the donated portion will regenerate over time. Wow. There are good people in this world, good people in this world, I gotta say. Well, speaking of good people, let's put IKEA on for a minute. And yes, we do have a video. This is the night of videos. There's so many good ones. So a pride parade held at an IKEA is going viral. So let's add it to our list.
I guys love that. All right, get this side. Hey!
This is awesome. Oh, I love it. I love it. The video posted by a user has gotten over 1 million likes so far. It shows people pushing small floats through an IKEA store while others cheered, and Lady Gaga's Born This Way plays. Oh, I love that. That is so beautiful. The idea came, let me just see where, yeah. Da-dum. Other comments were also supportive. I never see you at parties. I never see you at the IKEA Pride Parade, one wrote. Damn, bro, now I gotta go support IKEA, wrote another person. Yes, wrote Drag Race Jug Michelle Visage. So IKEA support for Pride and Beyond goes in this store. Parade, IKEA US announced this year that it would support Pride festivities in Washington, in DC, San Francisco, and the Twin Cities. They also announced they would donate the revenue earned from the Store Stroma bag up to $50,000 to the Trevor Project, an LGBTQ plus crisis hotline. Beautiful. I love that. Let's all come together and love one another. Yummy. All right, here's a story that blew me away. This person is regaining hands after 17 years. So, Swiss man gets life changing double transplant. When 29-year-old Luke arrived back at University of Penn medicine and got to his surgery team, it was all smiles and handshakes. That's more remarkable than it sounds, since the surgery he underwent was a vascularized composite allotransplantation, or in layman's terms, a double hand transplant. He is one of 5 people who have undergone this procedure at Penn Medicine, the center of the world's most advanced knowledge base on the transplantation of the human hand. An undiagnosed case of strep throat turned into a deadly sepsis infection when he was just a 12-year-old boy in Switzerland, and not only were both his legs amputated, but also his hands. Regaining hands after 17 years, I don't think there is a bigger dream than that, he told CBS News, adding he wants that the family of the donor to know they changed not just my life, excuse me, but my family's life forever. And for that, we are deeply grateful. Wow. You know, it's remarkable what medicine can do today. And this is just one of those beautiful, beautiful stories that can make all the difference in the world, not to just the person who receives it, but also from everyone that they're in contact with. So, bravo and wow, congratulations. That's beautiful. Okay, a new groundbreaking study reveals how vitamin C reactivates skin regeneration genes. So, me and my producer were talking about, from now on, we need to bathe in orange juice. Just kidding. A coalition of Japanese researchers and institutes have established that a pathway exists through which humble vitamin C can actually regenerate skin cells. Yes. As we age, our skin naturally becomes thinner and more fragile due to a decline in cell production. The researchers found that vitamin C works through our life to counteract this aging process. Using a 3D human skin model, they showed that C boosts thickness in the epidermal skin layer by activating genes linked to cell growth through DNA. These findings suggest that vitamin C may help prevent age-related skin thinning and support healthier, stronger skin in aging individuals. Yay! I gotta like that. The epidermis is the outermost layer of skin and also the most susceptible to thinning during aging. As our first line of defense against pathogens, the loss of protective strength is problematic. About 90% of the cells in the epidermis, which originate from deeper layers of the epidermis and migrate upward, ultimately forming the skin's protective barrier. To combat aging's impact on skin, numerous studies have emphasized the benefits of vitamin C, a vitamin well known for its role in skin health and antioxidant properties. Okay, everybody, go grab a glass of orange juice. Oh, do it after the show. We still have a couple stories. All right, this one's fun. An Italian ghost town rescued by Instagrammable street art, which attracts thousands. Ooh, look at that picture. A southern Italian hamlet referred to as a ghost town is now attracting thousands of tourists by commissioning artists to paint more than 140 murals on the sites of shops and homes. It seems fitting that the birthplace of so many of the world's great artists should leverage paintings as a means of recovery. Why should Rome and Florence have all the beauty? Sternara in the Puglia region has suffered from a fate befalling many towns in Italy. A generation experiencing rising standards of living had fewer children, and those children had grown up, are moving to the cities, leaving the small towns crumbling in their absence. Local artist Lino Lombardi grew frustrated to see his hometown crumbling around him and became determined to make it a destination worth visiting. In 2017, he created Muralis, an annual street art festival that sees artists from around the world come to paint murals in the town. 6 of the now 140 vibrant murals were created at the first festival in 2018, and now thousands of people visit every year. Revenue through tourism has increased by 25% since 2020, and 8 new businesses have opened, including 2 restaurants, 3 B&Bs, and an art supply shop. More importantly than a temporary tourist season boom, the town's population has stopped declining and begun to grow again as young families move back. Ooh, wow. Well, I'll tell you, the art is spectacular. I love that. Man. All right, one more story. One more story. A small town tradition sends off its graduating class every year with a free scholarship. How's that? For the last 30 years, a tiny Minnesota town has played a huge role in the lives of its graduating students. Despite the population of Swanville sitting at a comfortable 328, what is essentially one big family comes together every year to send off their seniors with a scholarship. Through bake sales, chili cook-offs, bingo, raffles, and more, the town has sold everything and anything to ensure this 30-year tradition continues. When it first got started, the average scholarship was $166. By the turn of the millennium, it was $500. But this year, Zach Gapansky stepped off the stage with a diploma and 5 large. Featured in Boy Hubert's Land of 10,000 Stories, Swanville's long-standing tradition is about making sure their students have the best possible start in life's journey and ensuring that they know that no matter where their journey takes them or where it ends, there's always a home for them in town. To me, it's just the community saying, go be great. Go do something cool and make a difference in the world. The tradition started with Chris Dunshee, a former Swanville school principal, and Royal Lovin, who owned the local gas station, began to worry that they might lose students to the larger community school districts. They thought they might put up a billboard that would read, "We give every student who graduates a scholarship." The idea stuck, even if the billboard didn't. And this year, Swanville High School's Dollars for School program awarded its $1 millionth. Program president Therese Geese said that the goal is to support any path for the kids. Wow. Bravo, Swanville. That is beautiful. Well, that ends the good news for another week. And I know that today is a very special day in the United States of America. States of America. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Woo! That's my rendition of fireworks. You'll see better ones later. Anyway, I just want to say it is such a joy to be able to participate in this program and to share these beautiful stories. And I hope that they touch your heart like they touch mine. And as we move forward as a network, I hope you will continue to watch not just this show, but all the shows that are on. Come September, I'll have new shows on Friday afternoon for you with The Joy Show, where I interview everyday people and hear their remarkable stories. So be sure to check out all that the New Thought Media Network has to offer. And when it comes to this show, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Yes, we're here to serve you. And if you feel like it, New Thought Media Network is a not-for-profit, and you can send your donation directly to ntmedia.org, and it will be well appreciated. Sending lots of love. Have a beautiful weekend. And this is Barbara Jean signing off, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.